Let me skip ahead because I've got so many points from this book where we're not going to cover. But that's okay. A Commotion in Your Heart, Notes on Writing and Life is available now, esteemed audience. Get your copy. You're not going to be sorry. But a couple other things that I definitely want to drill down a little bit is a couple of viewpoints you bring about specifically. You're quoting some other writers about prose writing. You say, don't goose the language, meaning don't use fancy language or excessive adverbs or adjectives to tell readers what you think and feel. Make nouns and verbs do the work. And the hotter the topic, the cooler the prose, which I love. So talk a little bit more about, unpack that a little bit for us.
The hotter the topic, that one?
Sure.
Yeah. Russell Banks said that to me in an interview, and we were talking about writing that had like sex or violence or intense kinds of things going on. And he said that his little motto for that was the hotter the topic, the cooler the prose. And what he meant by that was, again, let the nouns and verbs do the job, as opposed to using, adverbs that are heavy duty language, purple prose, we might call it, where you use breathlessness and a lot of he's horrible, he's evil, he's whatever, adjectives, adverbs that are kind of like little crutches that direct the reader's thinking instead of making him feel it. And so essentially what he's saying is you can create the feeling in the writer by way of images. That's what you do. You freak the reader out by putting that picture out there that is so horrifying rather than explaining it, So I'll give an example. I love the writer Martin Cruz Smith and his Russian novels, and he had one that was called Polar Star, and it's about a murder that happens on a fishing factory ship way up in the coldest weather ever, and so anyway, they bring up this body when they put the nets out, and there's a body in there, and so they take the body and they're doing an autopsy, and Martin Cruz Smith explains in simple sentences, simple words, how the eels start coming out of every single body orifice. And he never says, oh, it's so gross, but you're reading it and you're thinking, oh my God, this is horrifying. And that's what he means. It's not fancy language. It's not overwrought. It's just simple language that there might be a rhythm in it that underpins it, whatever it is. But mostly it's nouns and verbs, and you're seeing it, and you're seeing it in the most specific possible way. And I think, Tim O'Brien meant the same thing when he said, don't goose the language, which I think is hilarious. Don't manipulate the reader by using fancy words, adjectives and adverbs to direct their thinking. Make it happen on the page with nouns and verbs. And, you can use, of course, occasionally you're going to use them, but they're not, a lot of elementary teachers will, they think that adjectives and adverbs are the creative words, but they're not. It's nouns and verbs. Sometimes you have to disabuse them of that, when you visit, but kindly.
I just think anytime I'm paying attention to your prose, I've stopped paying attention to your story. You've knocked me out of your world. Now I'm thinking about what a wonderful writer you are, as opposed to what a wonderful story I was enjoying before you started.
Yeah. Okay, Tolstoy said, clarity is beauty. And I think that's right. That whatever it takes to make a story clear, whatever kind of language, whatever kind of rhythm, that's what beauty is in writing. And I think it's good to remember that.